Hello, parents, guardians, uncles, and aunties. The long holiday is finally here. It is the most extended holiday. And trust me, it could be a very long one for you if you do not effectively and properly plan the holidays. Talking about holidays, I remember way back, old school times, is this song, Holiday is Coming. No more money bells. No more teachers weep. I mean, that's the days teachers still used to weep. No more teachers weep. Teachers goodbye, scholars goodbye. We are going to have a jolly holiday. Yes, it's an old school song, but one thing that is still as true as it is the fact that students want to have a jolly holiday, and the responsibility of giving children a jolly holiday lies squarely on the shoulders of parents and guardians. What do you intend to do this holiday? Are you going to make them stay at home, learn house chores, bond, and understand how the house functions? Or are they going on a summer school or learning vocation? Whatever you plan to do, you must understand that the holiday is as important as the school session. Yes, the holiday is meant to re-energize, distress, and prepare children for another fantastic academic session. So you must be deliberate about their holidays. Well, don't worry, sit back and enjoy the show, because today it's all about keeping children occupied for the holiday. No weekend deal now, we got you. It is your favorite weekend show coming to you from the network service of the NTA. My name is Patience Eloy Abba, and I am delighted to be here. I know someone who's equally as delighted. I know she's been thinking, what do I do for my children this holiday? How do I engage them? She's sitting right here. Thelma.
Patience, yes, it's 25 children. It's been hectic. You know, I even had to let them spend time with yours. So we'll see how they can make good time together. And trust me, Patience was on point. Teaching them, enlightening them, mothering them. Oh, that was a wow experience. Thank you so much, sister.
Thank you, darling.
We've been spending time with the parents, guardians. Now, if you permit us, let's do something special for our children, all of ours. You know how we believe it to be on Weekend Deal Patients, that training a child is this entire society. Exactly. It's a collective responsibility.
Yes.
We will not allow the parents to do it alone. And thank God you have us. Amazing things you can do for your kids. Yes, when they first come and we say, hey, warriors, so glad to have you. The first 1 week is all ice cream,
then,
you know, and summer, sweet summer and sunlight. By the second week, will they travel to see their grandparents? Uncles and aunties, where are thou? Are they coming over to yours? I don't want to say, our hands are full. Oh, don't worry. We'll find you at the end of the month. But good they think there are so many things our children can do. We have vocational stuff. They can learn to make hair. You know, they can learn to spend time in the salon, you know. They can learn handwork, baking, cooking.
Cooking, that's very important.
How about writing a book?
Yeah.
Many of them have so many great ideas. Then we have ICT. They want to code. They want to make apps. They can do all of that and more because they got the longest holiday in the session. Welcome once again. My name is Thelma. It's an amazing time to keep our company on Weekend Deal. We got something for you. And as Lagos, NTA Victoria Island makes an entrance into our conversation today, we get to see loads of innovative ways we can keep our children busy during the holidays and also make it fun. Hello, Lagos. Come on in.
The holiday season is a time that school children look forward to, especially at the end of every academic session. During this time, regular academic activities are suspended and kids have ample time to relax. However, educational experts are of the opinion that there is need to keep children meaningfully occupied with educational and fun learning activities during the holidays.
Many children are usually, engaged, wrongly when they are on holiday because they look, oh, this is time for freedom and all that. So, oh, okay, now I can begin to enjoy myself. But you see, it's not really enjoyment if they are not restricted, because it could even end up damaging them if not properly monitored. There are a lot of things online that children get exposed to that actually does more harm than good. So for instance, if they use the internet as a tool for skill development and other learning, it might help them.
While it is important to engage children with fun-filled activities, it is as well expedient to keep them intellectually active through online tutoring and coding classes.
Coding is a lot of fun. I mean, you will notice that the generation that we are bringing up now, we call them the Gen A or the Gen Alpha, the Alpha generation. You notice that when you give your phone to a 2-3-year-old, the way they are able to pieces most of the things that are in the phone, some of we the adults can't even, use those phones as best as most of those children can. So coding is a step-by-step introduction into the real life and the real dynamics of computer science. So coding is not too challenging. It's something that children should be introduced to at a very young age, as early as the age of 4, 5, 6. And you find 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old children already writing codes that can be translated into games and translated into the apps that they can build and will be useful for children and even adults.
Summer camps are greatly beneficial for children. Experts advocate for an all-inclusive initiative to make such opportunities available to every child in Nigeria.
You see, we need to learn how to enroll our children in places where they can develop skills. Those skills might even sell them better than even the academic, qualification that they have attained. The academic qualification is very, very good to create a balance. Everything has to be balanced.
I believe that this extracurricular activity should not come at a cost. They should be made free. If students have paid school fees from first, second, third to third term, then whatever you're offering them at the summer camps should be free. And we should look at enacting policies across the federation that will make children in both public and private schools have access to summer camps and have access to building and developing themselves more holistically, away from just the bookwork that challenges them with who came first or who came last. We're in a technology-driven world, we're in a digital-driven age, and anybody that is not going in that direction now will mean that children that will become adults 30, 40 years from today may suffer what is known as digital Darwinism. They will be left out of benefiting from the change that is about to take over the world and presently entrenching itself across the entire nook and crannies of the world.
From the opinions of our respondents, the holiday season must be made a part of the stages of preparing our young ones for a profitable future, and no child should be left behind.
Yeah. Welcome back. Holidays are a ritual that keep that helps kids to manage stress and celebrate a belonging. Belonging in the sense that you bond with your natural environment, you bond with all the things, vacations and all. Okay, let's allow NTA Abuja take us on this conversation.
Holidays are a time for children to explore new levels, provide a mix of educational, fun, and relaxing activities. While parents endeavor to keep their children occupied this holiday, it is crucial to channel their energy into constructive and enjoyable activities. One effective way in achieving this is by enrolling them in after-school care programs or summer camps. providing supervised learning and care through a diverse array of activities, including educational online courses, reading, and science experiments, fun activities like cooking, art, and music, which fosters creativity, and physical activities like sports, dance, and outdoor adventures, which promotes health and well-being.
Having a holiday of about 6 to 7 weeks, children shouldn't be idle. So we've thought it wise to innovate activities ranging from coding and robotics, STEM, academic enhancement activities for those who may have gaps in the academic, from reading to handwriting to mathematics skills and the rest of them. We also have activities for young girls like the wig making class. We have the makeup class. We have the sewing, then barbing for the boys. We also have the fun and game activities ranging from chess, Scrabble, Monopoly, and outdoor activities. Well, for children who are having reading gap, or delays in reading, this is actually a good time for them to enhance that part of their gap before resumption, because the way the school curriculum and timetable is wired, it's difficult for the teacher to create an extra time, because every time in the timetable is scheduled for something. For children who are a bit that's teenagers, they learn skills. If not for to raise money for themselves, they can also use it to help themselves, like sewing their clothes or patching their clothes when it's torn and the rest of them.
There are so many classes ongoing right now to keep kids quite engaged. This is to help them to develop even outside the school walls, because you never know how much passion a child has until they engage in those classes. And also to for them to make friends outside school, to interact, social interaction. It keeps them away from too much screen time, the TV, and the advantages outweighs the disadvantages. Yes.
Some parents have this motion that children should just rest during summer school, that is tasking for them, they need to rest their brain. I don't think so. Keeping them at home, they get bored, they just sleep all through, and they become redundant. But coming out for summer school, they keep their brains active, it's not stressful. They're able to socialize with others because they have children from other schools, they meet new friends. There are usually lots of activities during summer school, like arts and crafts, swimming, aerobics, and this allows hands-on learning.
With all these colorful activities, one begins to wonder, is this affordable?
Affordability comes in different terms. As much as we have the ones that are a bit on the high side for other people, but we have schemes like scholarships, people who actually pay for others to have it done, and we have a lot that are very fairly affordable. I would say for those that people perceive, I'll use the word perceive, on the high side, you ask yourself, what is in the package? What is the child taking home? You have a child who you finish your training, you still have a starter pack go with you, and it's all in the cost. Yes, so I would call that a very average and okay cost.
When you talk about affordability for the summer school, it's relative. For our own environment, we consider the environmental factors, then the quality of services rendered at the summer school. Like our own summer school, we have a leadership class running. That is even free. That is free for those who may not be able to afford the regular classes. The main activities whereby it is outsourced already, like the coding and robotic classes, we don't have those skills. So we employ services of those who have the skills, like the salon people, who do wigging, makeup, and nail fixing, So they charge us some money. So after they charge us, we have to also put in something so that we can maintain our facility and also be able to pay our staff who stay to guide them. So when it's affordable, considering the level of parents, the capacity of parents that we attract.
call it a bull, while the female will call it a cow, and the baby will
As
call
the
it a
holidays
calf. They are
gain
mammals.
momentum,
They give
let's
birth to the
transform and create an opportunity for growth, empowerment, and creation of lasting memories for our children.
It's all about our children, brilliant and endearing children. But it takes a guardian who is astute, who is vigilant and observant to steer these young children in directions that will grow them, not just for now, but for the future, and to have a positive impact on Nigeria as a whole, in the short, in the midterm, and in the long run. Our guests are here. With delight, we welcome them. There are three people. We have three guests, but I think we have just one profile. We have our young mentees. They also here accompanying her, a lady and a gentleman. But let me introduce our guest. She's a friend of the family. She's an educationist, a former honorable commissioner in Kogi State. She's an executive director of Ladi Memorial Foundation and the coordinator of the National Sewing Championship. Her face is familiar, although she's not been here for quite a while. But let her profile tell us more.
You're welcome to NTA Weekend Studios.
Good morning. The new Weekend Studios.
Yeah, the new Weekend Studios.
And it's beautiful. It's quite an improvement from the past. Congratulations, NTA.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to us. So it's my singular honor, I can repeat it, to introduce our next guest, a young man who is enthusiastic, who is looking forward to life, doing life, and improving himself. He is a student. He's a studentpreneur, like you called him.
Yes.
Yes. He is Joshua Caleb. Joshua.
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome to Weekend Studios.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start this conversation. Caleb. Oh, yeah.
And that's him there.
Caleb.
Welcome to Weekend Deal,
Welcome to
Joshua
Weekend
Caleb.
Deal.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have you.
Thank you.
We were just learning from Honorable Rosemary that she encourages her students to wear what they make.
Yes, ma'am.
So we saw many of your designs there.
Yes, ma'am.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
You made those yourself?
Yeah, I made those myself.
Plus what you're wearing?
Plus what I'm wearing.
This is not a Gucci or a dress. This is Caleb.
Yes, ma'am.
You're wearing Caleb?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go there. I'm
In
impressed.
fact, you are wearing Caleb.
You are wearing Caleb.
Very soon, the Nigerians will be wearing Caleb.
Yes.
Yes,
And a bit of Susan too. And you know that what our guest is wearing today
Yes,
is made by one of
proudly
our
Susan.
students.
Are you
Another
Proudly
studentpreneur.
Susan.
proudly
Designed,
Susan?
produced by them.
My goodness. Our children.
Something amazing is happening with this national sewing championship,
Honestly.
amongst other things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure many parents and guardians are wondering, wow, this is something that people will always want. This is a skill set that will never die.
That never dies.
So tell us about the journey. Tell us what's happening now.
The awesome thing is society is always evolving, and most times we would always want to reach out for what we don't have, and most of us fix our minds in what is done there, so we all complain. But the truth is, the basic need of man is food, clothing, and shelter. And then every society looks at security in terms of, do I have enough food for my people? Do I have enough clothing? And that is why, you know, there's this mass exodus, Nigerian going abroad to always produce garments, fine garments. It's cheaper, it's more well-designed. And if you look at the Nigerian curriculum, home economics is mandatory. And all the life skills that go with it. Then you begin to see, we begin to complain about Nigeria. And the question is, how do you solve the problem? And that is basically what NGOs do. We try to study environment and see how do you have quick win solutions and then sustainable development. And the idea we found is a lot of learning in school is theoretical. Let's not go into that. We all know that. And then if you take a census of the Nigerian child, how many of our children have functional skills? How many children, they critique some of the technology that come from abroad, like this fan here. They will tell you it's the student project of some students in Asia. And the challenge to all of us in Nigeria is, wait till you sabi do. And then all of that. So in practical sense, it's no longer about the certificates. Like they said, it's skills, no longer certificate, no longer English.
Certificates.
And then, so we found as an NGO that most schools do not have that. You know, we could talk about classroom till tomorrow. But we got more interested in what infrastructure is there to teach a child a skill. And in recent time, you've seen some videos from abroad where some Asian children in kindergarten are playing with real engine of a motor vehicle, or they are doing real simulation of food, and their sewing machines are adapted at that level. And so that is where our journey started. And we want to say, from in rural communities, we said, what if you move away from speaking English? What if we go to, in education you call it psychomotor skills. It's a mandatory part of what a child should do. You know, from primary school, the child begins to play with dough, right? And we thought, why not give the child flour instead? Instead of looking for clay, which are expensive, why not begin to bring icing sugar in there? Why not begin to turn
and then give them the machine now? Joshua had access to that machine. Joshua,
I want to start with
the
Joshua.
world wants to hear your story.
Yes, tell me first, what does holiday mean to you? You're a student. What does the holiday mean to you?
Yeah, mostly during my time of holiday, it looks like a very free time for me to work and earn more. Because when I'm in school, it's a little bit difficult, but we do patch it in. But during holiday, there are a lot of free times for me to be full-time at work, do what I can do, make the money I can make, gather the kind of customers I want.
Tell us, what do you make? What do you do during the holiday? Just give us a rundown.
I'm a fashion designer, so I do sew clothes for my customers.
Okay.
So why fashion
So
design?
you are 18.
Yes.
You are 18. How long have you been sewing?
Sorry, so I've been sewing like from 12 years old.
Why fashion design? Are your parents tailors, or what attracted you to fashion design?
Okay, yeah, my mom is a fashion designer. My mom is a fashion designer, so she do sew clothes. She has machines a lot, so I do use them to play when I was little. Yeah. So when I was growing up, I said, okay, let me try to be sewing something for myself, for my siblings. That was how I started. Until I saw that, okay, I'm doing my best, I'm doing good. My dad told me that my dad gave me material by himself to sew for him, to see how well I can sew for someone big, since I've been sewing for
And how did that come out? Is your dad
he loved
wearing Joshua?
He loves it.
All the clothes he was, except the ones he wear to, because he's an electrical engineer for cars, except those ones he wear to work. All these clothes he wears to church. I don't make this clothes for him.
You know, so I'm looking at Joshua's
We'll come back to find out what Joshua is studying in school. With all this Sabi certificate that you are narrating today. We'll come back to tell us what you are doing in the university. You just got your admission. But a break beckons. Nigerians, stay with us. It's great having you as our company this morning on Weekend Deal. Our program is interactive and Patience has the tab. Send your experiences. What are your children doing? What are your neighbors' children doing? Are you encouraging them to stay busy? The break is now. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Our conversation continues here on Weekend Deal for our children. What are they doing? When? How? Where? The Idle Mind, remember, is the devil's workshop. NTA, please come into this conversation in the most exciting way possible.
Holidays are a reminder that life is meant to be lived, experiences meant to be cherished, and memories meant to be made. It is not just about the destination, but the journey of discovering new ideas and embracing the beauty of the world. The long holidays are here. This, of course, is the most extended break for children and can be quite challenging for parents if they do not have effective plans on how to engage their children.
A very responsible parents will use this period of holidays either to engage the students in some other activities that are outside academics, for instance, engaging them in skill acquisition. Some can also engage their wells in some other, because we are now into digital age. Some can use those periods to go into computer appreciation and computer training. Some can also go into coding, learning how to do programs, computer instructions to do programs, developing up websites and applications and other apps. Some also can those parents who are also into business can also use the window, this period of vacation, to attract their children to learn the kind of skill or the kind of business they are doing, so that maybe in time to come in future they can take up such businesses.
Different strokes for different folks. Parents and other stakeholders in Aba, the commercial hub of Abia State, have adopted various strategies to constructively engage their children within the holiday period. While some prefer their children to be part of summer camps, others choose to equip them with skills that will add value to their lives.
If you engage your children into something doing very meaningful, you are not just helping the child, you're also helping yourself. And besides, it will help you to put these children under a check.
So everything is computerized in the world now. And so the parents, they know the importance that the children will surely need computer.
This is the right time to start equipping them, so that by the time they will grow, you will see them seeing this, gadgets as way of life. So we can't do without them now. Whether you finish school now, you want to work in any establishment, or you even want to write your WAEC and the JAM, everything has gone to digital.
While the period they were in school, those teach which they weren't able to learn while in class because of the population in the class, they will learn it while observing this lesson. Because it's not a one-on-one class or teaching or lecture between them and their class teacher.
I've been able to train about 50-something girls. Most of them have opened their shop and they call me for celebration.
For these children, there is no dull moment this holiday season, as they have been exposed to interesting and meaningful ventures.
We've learned a lot of stuff. We've done extracurriculars like sports, including badminton.
I'm still going to school, but I'm in JS3 now. I'm going to SS1, so he said I should come and learn the work before I will finish school. I could have learned it very well.
As a painter, my father, I come here to help him to wash some of the feeders in the car.
This computer training I'm doing now will help me in future. Like when I'm taking my JAMS exam, nowadays JAMS, we use computer to take JAM. Even as I want to be a doctor, I can also use the computer to do research.
I wrote JAM this year to study medicine, but I felt like instead of staying at home for these few months before gaining admission, I decided as a woman I should, learn a skill, which is this hairdressing and makeup.
Done games, sports. The ICT has been very fun. They've exposed us in things like coding, graphics design.
Indeed, children are special gifts from God that deserve every good thing that life can offer. Therefore, parents should ensure that their children's holidays are filled with amazing experiences that will leave lasting impacts on their lives.
Okay, I mean, children are young and vibrant with brains that can take in and take in. So now our conversation continues, and we have another vibrant young woman joining the squad. She is Susan, a student and overall champion of the sewing international sewing competition. She's here to add to the conversation. Let's see her profile.
Well done.
Susan, you're welcome to Weekend Deal.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think I'll just begin the way I started with Caleb. Susan, what does the holiday mean to you? When holiday is coming, what comes to your mind?
Well, I love sewing clothes, so when holiday is coming like this, I feel happy because it's time. Because I feel happy because I know that the time has come that I'll sew more clothes to make money and take care of my personal needs.
Let me go, now you mentioned personal, let me go more personal. Susan, like in a typical holiday like this, how much do you make? How much will you have tidy as a tidy savings after 6 weeks or 2 months?
The figure is too much for Susan.
Huge figure.
Hey, Susie babe.
Meanwhile,
Susie babe.
this studentpreneur is the designer.
Yes.
Our guest today is wearing a Susan.
And Susan is wearing Susan.
Yes.
And
Susan is wearing Susan. And our guest is wearing Susan.
Yes. So, I mean,
Susan, I've been asked that you should stand up.
Let's see what you're
so
wearing.
that the world can see what you designed.
Whoa!
And also
This
our
is
guest,
Susan.
yes, Honorable Rosemary. The world can see. This is Susan. Yes. She's just 20. She's been sewing for 7 years.
Sit down, Susan. I mean, amazing.
This is amazing.
And she loves to make children dresses.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's wearing. So
And you said Susan came first, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was something you said during our break. You said when we saw different locations in Nigeria keeping children busy, you said something. It's not for one time. It should be a recurrent thing, and it should be a habit.
Yes. By the Nigerian policy, the philosophy of Nigeria's education is that every child should be a productive member of his community. And then if you look at the way education is arranged, it's not so, now we celebrate pockets of achievement. I've seen 20 children here, I've seen that. But how many million Nigerian children do you have? Take the population of over 40,000 of them, 40 million of them are out of school. The question should be different. Should read that every child in school should have a skill. Because the law says before a child could leave school or drop out of school, the minimum period is when you've completed junior secondary school. The child should be 15. And if the child is 15, means the child could leave school and practice a trade. I can be a carpenter, I can be a welder. So these artisan crafts, the challenge we have now is to ensure that every community in every school have access for the child in school and out of school to learn a skill. And so now we should be reading in Nigeria how many children have this skill.
Okay.
Not a question of how many don't have.
How many
it should be
have?
a question of how many have. So if I have 20 million Nigerian children, for instance, I should say 20 million Nigerian children have specialized in one skill or the other. And then what they have learned during the school is what they now, like Joshua and Susan have said, now use the holiday period to consolidate. So skills should be something of fun. It should be something that is consistent and is integral, like everything you see. In school, you do home economics. Home economics means you are a baker. It means that you are a tailor. It means that you are a hairstylist and all that. Then you also get into the domain of agric. Agric means you have this. Then computer science means you have that.
Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you. Like you said, we have so many children. We have so many children in Nigeria. We're blessed. And then it's a holiday, we need to keep them engaged. So let me say hello to Sokoto parents, guardian, uncles, and auntie. How is it over there? Are you missing the teachers? Or how are you keeping the children engaged? Auntie Sokoto, tell us more.
Holidays are exciting periods for children after several weeks of academic activities.
They already give us holiday. I came here to play football.
The way children spend their holidays depend on the environment created by their parents.
I engage her in learning handwork. At times, the both of us used to go out to make hair. She will help me to finish mat of hair. At times, she will help me giving attachment. Instead of me to allow her to be roaming about, playing around, engaging herself with all sort of children with bad character. So I prefer her learning handwork so that when she grows up, she will assist me. When other ones that are learning work are not here, she will be the one to assist me when she's on holiday.
Ensure that they learn new things, new skills. There are online courses depending on the age of the children and their interests. There are online courses. Let the children, intend, let them be guided to think of what they would do. Use the quality holiday time to do.
6 minus 50, you have minus 40, what? You have
in Sokoto, some parents engage their words in holiday lessons, while others engage theirs in series of skills acquisition trainings, which they believe will prepare them for the future.
If you look at the practice, for instance, in Germany, their system of education is that by the time you start secondary school, you can choose either to go for skills or to go for qualification so that you go and obtain degrees after your secondary school education. Here in Nigeria, we are getting it wrong by always insisting that our children should go and obtain degrees instead of acquiring skills, because it is the skills that will enable them to earn for a living. Through the skills, students cannot rely solely on white-collar job. Nobody will ask you about what is your qualification. What you will be asked is what your hands can deliver.
An idle mind is the devil's workshop, they say. Some students share how they occupy themselves.
This is how I spend my holiday time. I go to corridor and I just finished designing the cover of this book. This is a storybook. It was made by me. It's my art of storytelling. It was made by me. I usually use my holiday time to do these stories. Like, see some of the stories here.
I came here just to learn how to sew clothes and how to make necklaces, caps, and so on. We are on holiday, so we are just here to keep us busy, not to stay at home, play, and just waste our time. So she just came here. She will keep us busy and learn something.
I am taking an online class for robotics engineering where they teach you stuff to I actually want to become a robotic engineer, so I'm taking it so that I can get more knowledge when I want to enter university.
I help my mommy and plait because I am on holiday. I enjoy helping my mom to be making hair.
How will these students utilize the skills acquired?
What I make in this shoes production, I assist my father to pay my school fees. My dream in life is to open a big shop and teach people how to make shoes. Since I started making shoes, I did not buy any shoes. Even these shoes that I'm wearing, I'm the one that make it.
Ina son nima in buɗe nau company
My
don in
dream
taimaka
is
ma
to open my
al'umma
own
wasu,
company
in taimaka
to
ma
assist my
iyayena
parent
su ma
and people to be
wasu su
self-reliant.
ci abinci a ƙasa na.
This is indeed a wake-up call to parents. The need to keep words engaged during holidays rather than allow them waste away precious time is obvious. After all, education is now all about the total child.
The total child indeed must set the agenda for today, for tomorrow, and for the future. So more parents and guardians should begin to forecast. If in 2024, these are the skills that our children need, what does the future hold for them? How well situated are they for this great future that we envisage? A child wrote a book in Sokoto, and this is a good time to remind Nigeria and the world about the Eugenia Abu Savage International Prize for Creative Nonfiction 2024. 500 to 2,000 words. Send them in, okay? You can go to their website, okay, which is www.savage.com/prizes. Okay, get on the information you need, and the interesting prize you get to win is 750,000 naira. What a brilliant addition to their holiday, skill set, okay? Honorable Rosemary, before we went to Sokoto, we're talking about where we ought to be as Nigerians. How do we, they say when you wake up is your morning. Let us move there swiftly now. Tell us about the now in 1 minute. Okay. What ought we to do now?
The now, it's ensuring that within every community, within every close proximity to every Nigerian child, there's opportunity and access, both in terms of equipment, in terms of training, for the child to be able to acquire a skill during the holiday. And again, it's a good time to also appreciate a bit of what is going on around us. There's what is called the School to Work scheme. I think the Universal Basic Education came up with a scheme that across Nigeria, every child in junior secondary school is supposed to acquire a skill, and they are giving attention to that. It's about to start, from my understanding. But again, it's to say that, for instance, in Abuja, in government secondary school Piakasa, up until last year, we have a community project we do as an NGO where we call the Young Entrepreneurs Club. And during the holiday, we bring in, create opportunity in terms of equipment. And then over now, we've trained about 200 children who participate during the holiday. And that is also part of what said, if you are a child across Nigeria and you have a skill you can sew, you can come and compete with your peer as a holiday activity, what we call the sewing championship. But having said that, the problem in teaching skills is different from literacy. In literacy, which we are all talking about, you get a biro and a paper. And then you could do that. And we can say that literacy is free because government is paying for teacher, paying for books. The same cannot be said for skills. A bag of sugar is 80,000 naira last time I checked. I don't know what it is. The cheapest fabric 6 years is about 30,000 something. A child must necessarily have access to consumables, have access to the resources you need to learn a skill. And so we need to see that there should be more buy-in across that. For instance, in schools and in centers, this has to be provided. So one possible intervention that government could do intentionally, and all the stakeholders, including parents, is to provide this for a child. Learning is theoretical because nobody is giving that child who is doing home economics fabric to sew. So why should we blame them if they don't have that? And if, for instance, our cost of training a child, if you go to the streets in Abuja, for instance, go to the markets by yourself and do a research. For you to learn how to sew in 3 to 6 months, you have to pay about 150,000 naira. And then that is because the cost of the sewing machine, a sewing machine now, industrial, is about 480,000 naira. And a manual sewing machine is 150,
even the lights
or
to 80. Operate, even the electricity
so you see, so there must be
machines.
access. I think for us to talk about skills, we can entertain children during the holiday, which is what a lot of parents do. You keep them somewhere, and then you say you are disturbing. Then you give them television, and sometimes you give them phone, but you have not helped their development, because it has been confirmed, for instance, if a child learns music, his mind and his brain opens better. If a child learns skills, he does better.
We're going to go on a break, and your messages are coming in, all saying thank you, NTA, for this topic. We love you. We love you. We love you. So many messages telling us how much you love us. And trust me, we love you too. Like I say, we are here because you're there. Please let us know what your experiences are with your kids at home, how you're engaging them. We'll go on the break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
It's Weekend Deal, and it's all about our children. Today they are children, tomorrow they are leaders, tomorrow they are fathers, tomorrow they are mothers, tomorrow they are wives. What are they going to be contributing to society beyond the home? What will be their usefulness? We all agree it's a permissionless society right now. Let's teach our children to hit far in a positive way. Let them do things differently and change the narrative in our country, in the continent, and in the world. We said we'd like to hear Joshua's voice. It's a good thing that you're a fashion designer and you're making for your dad, and I'm sure your uncles, and very soon many more people, even your colleagues in school, you will sew for them and earn good money. What about the home? When Joshua is not at home, what does your mom say?
Okay, actually, before I gain admission into this school, I do help around a lot. Before going to work, I make sure I do because my siblings, they are in school during holidays. I do the house chores. Sometimes I do prepare night food for them.
Okay.
They eat. Everybody
That's
in the family eats.
That's what I want to hear.
So that is how I've been doing. So when I'm at work, maybe anytime, like I'm less busy, there is no work, I also know how to sew female clothes. My mom's a fashion designer, so I help her to sew her female clothes when the work is much that she could not finish. I join her. I help her.
Give me 5. Joshua, you need to give me 5. No, I mean, this is what I'm
Nigerian. Being your company today. And I know Nigerian youths, you are watching Joshua now.
Yeah.
You are hearing what he's saying.
Joshua can cook, Joshua can clean, because a whole lot of students are boarding students,
Yeah.
and they are not in touch with the realities in their homes. They
And
don't
he said
even
he has
know.
taken his sewing machine
To school.
Have you taken
So we need to
my
teach our
sewing machine is-
children life skills like cooking and cleaning. Maybe for some people, engaging their children this holiday might simply mean letting them know how to take care of their room, letting them know how to cook is a life skill, and it will be engaging your children. Now I go to Susan. Susan, do you know how to cook?
Very well, ma.
Oh, very well.
Yes.
What can you cook? Can you make jollof rice?
I can make jollof rice.
That can compete with Ghana jollof rice.
Yes, my even
compete
Nigerian
and win.
jollof.
Yes. Okay. Can you make soups? What kind of soup?
I can even make okoko soup, which is
Hey, my girl, to the wall!
my tribal soup.
Oh, nice.
But you know what will be really unique, because typically women should be able to cook. I want you to tell me something when we come up from the break that many women do not know how to do. Almost all women should know how to cook. If you don't know how to cook, you usually have to hide your face behind a chair. So I didn't expect anything different. You can cook, good one. When we come back, what else can many women not do that you be doing? We're going to NTA Kanu. Come into the conversation. Tell us what's happening over there.
By their nature, children are always busy. They will hardly rest. Parents could rather engage them than to allow them engage themselves in their own ways. Depending on classes of families and also depending on schools, activities may be highlighted for children on vacation period, such as this time.
I think within this period, children should be get engaged in taking care of what their parent businesses, or if possible, engage themselves in lessons, or if possible, engage themselves in computer literary training.
They are expected to go and learn some handwork because the situation we are in this country now, we need to add it with some little things during the holiday in order to while away time. For those of them who are not up to that standard of learning a hard work, they are expected to help their mom, their parents at home, like house choices, running errand for them, and the rest of it.
Some schools organize summer sessions for children to attend special classes. Others engage them in extracurricular activities and even take them through apprenticeship skills to learn basic trading.
Okay, we're trying to see how we can create or teach good minds or great minds about fashion, so they can take fashion of Nigeria to better heights. And also tell them how better they can do it. Learning from this stage, and when they start going older than where they are now, or
teach them handwork, like what you have just said. Yes, there are so many things that we teach them. You see, things like this. Okay, now this one now is balm. This one is liquid soap. So apart from that, there are so many activities that we normally teach them. We practicalize it.
A good number of them partake in selling one or two items to augment their parent income, sometimes to even raise their next term school fees.
Fingers are not equal. As you see, some parents are buoyant enough, taking care of their children's school fees as soon as they resume from their holidays. But some parents will be troubled, worrisome on how are they going to take care of their children's school fees as they are resuming. Thereby, engage their children in hawking or taking charge of some responsibility, that's such as income earning business.
Ali Nasir always uses his vacation to acquire computer skills.
I can operate CorelDRAW, and I want to learn making like HTML, making games, making stickers, banner, and etc. Now I'm learning. After finish the learning, I will be getting money in it.
For Bashir and Hawa'u, they are allowed to watch cartoons when it is not time for religious schools.
My name is Bashir Abubakar and I was 2.
It is also possible to see other children playing, since the books are kept to rest.
They should participate in extracurricular activities like sports, cooking, or take a part to go in a trip somewhere, in a historical trip.
Parents are now left to decide on what children should be engaged doing, especially during school holidays.
Oh yes, I'm proud of that young child from Kano telling us that he's on the internet learning how to code and learning some other skills. The internet is another way your children can learn life skills. So much is going on the internet, but please monitor them. Don't leave them to the internet because they might pick up things that will shock you. They are very smart kids, so monitor them on the internet. Your messages are coming in. Somebody says, what if you don't have the money to send these children to go and learn work? Okay. Another one says, I love your program so much. My question is for your guests, please, ma. Is the Ladi Memorial Foundation still open and free in Lokoja? I am Aretha from Lokoja. Oh, free stuff. People love free stuff. I'll allow Honorable to quickly respond to that.
What is free to somebody has been paid for by somebody.
I agree.
And so for those of us in NGO, it's a lot of work chasing everybody and begging for people to make this contribution. But we also need to have a sense of ownership. For instance, I was sharing with you how I am a parent myself. And over the years, I have paid people to teach my children skills they want to learn that I don't have. And since every child is an apprentice adult, everybody takes responsibility for that. Up until 2024, every training we had done in Kogi State was free. And over the years, we have trained quite about 1,000 of them. And so you see that how do you sustain this when you don't draw intervention from government? And I think we would like to thank everyone who has supported us, you said, for everything we have done to bring this initiative. Even thanks to NTA also, you've been one of the supporters.
Strong partners.
We've had funding from organizations like NASENI, from the Second Universal Basic Education Commission, the Federal Ministry of Education, but these are like but drops in what you have. We've had support in kind from people, but to answer that question, skills will be free if somebody pays for it. And so when you see the volume of money we have, so we say as education is free, can government look into subsidizing the cost of skills training? Because again, thanks to ITF, in Lokoja, that person would need to know our Chateko Vocational Institute in Lokoja is one of the ITF super center. So if you have gone to register with ITF, you would be one of those in the centers. ITF has given us a couple of people, and we want to thank ITF because ITF is paying at least per each of the each of the people they are training. But beyond that, parents, please invest in your children. Investing means please provide. We've had situations in the past where you say training is free. The child will not come with one piece of wrapper. And the child will just come without paper. So again, we want to thank MNEC because it was possible because at one time, MNEC gave us some equipment and all of that, and even notebooks. So when we got free sharing MNEC notebooks, nobody had. So please, Nigerians, skills is not free.
Susan, we're about wrapping up. What are your final words?
Nigeria youths, please wake up and try to learn a skill to make a difference in our community. Like using myself as an example, I won as Abuja sewing champion last year, 2023. I make use of the sewing machines in creating some magical stitches on my dresses. I making money to take care of myself and my family. I even sponsor. I also help my parents in taking care of my younger ones in paying their school fees. So I think it will be better if all youth of Nigeria should try to learn a skill and let's make a difference in Nigeria.
Proud. Okay, take it away.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I already said it all. But one thing I just want to do is to encourage the youth, because if you don't do it yourself, no one will come to do it for you. That is one thing you need to know. You need to put yourself out to do great things, achieve great things as a youth, or you do help yourself to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Because actually, I started taking care of myself right from when I was in SS1. I started taking care of myself. I don't always disturb them to my footwears I wear, some of the clothes I put on. I do my things myself. So you help yourself out to take away financial burden from your parents.
And the beauty of this is, each time I look at this shirt, the finishing of this shirt can compete with any shirt
with Gucci
anywhere.
Yes, Gucci. Where Joshua is.
No cap.
Okay, honorable,
take it away.
I think to parents like me and to other upstanding members of the society, we should do more than just talk. We should do more than just find the problem. We should create access. We should create opportunity. And we need to find creative platforms like we did with the sewing championship, a talent hunt that incentivizes people. And the idea, like everything in Nigeria is supposedly free. It is not. Can we please put up our money? Don't just wait until somebody is dead, or don't just wait until somebody is in prison or orphanage. Can we intentionally support skills development in our communities and support organizations like ours?
Okay, we need to rest it there.
Yeah, and then your messages are still saying, what can I do? You can do something at home. Teach that child who does not know how to cook, how to clean, organize his or her spaces. Some children
God
can always
bless Nigeria.